Joining us now in the studio is the first Emirati pastry chef who previously worked at the Burj Al Arab. Winner of the 50 Best Pastry Chef MENA 2022. Joining us in the studio right now, it's Sahar Al Awadhi. Thank you so much for being with us.
Hi Faris, thank you so much for having me.
So that's amazing. The first Emirati pastry chef.
Yeah.
I want to ask who your inspiration is, or are you the inspiration?
No, I think there's inspiration everywhere. I grew up watching a lot of Food Network and a lot of Fatafit, so like I was literally glued to the TV or it was always running in the background. So there's definitely like a lot of chefs that I take inspiration from.
I really want to know what drew you to pastries and baking in general, because people always make the joke like cooking, you just put the ingredients in, whereas baking is a science.
It's true.
Do you like that about it?
I love it, actually. I love like the precision, the patience it takes, the organization it takes. You really have to like plan in advance to be able to like execute something beautifully. So I love the whole process of it.
You don't love the process where maybe it doesn't work out though?
No, that's not the best part of it.
The trial and
You just
error.
have to start over again.
Sahar, I have to ask you, when it comes to the culinary field in particular, would you say it's quite rare for a woman to dominate and come through? Talk to me about the
100%.
industry as a whole.
Definitely. I think it's getting a little bit better right now, but considering, I mean, the extent to which it was male dominated was very high. Like it was a very high percentage. I would say somewhere in the high 90s. So even though we're getting better, it's still going to take a bit of time to kind of get into a gender equal or a gender balanced situation.
Well, you're at the forefront, so that's a good thing.
Definitely. Sahar, I'm really interested to know, how do you infuse Emirati flavors into your food and into your pastries?
It's not just about Emirati flavors. I kind of take inspiration from everything. Sometimes it's about highlighting a technique that's traditional, because it's important to preserve that as well. It's part of a sustainability initiative. Sometimes it's an ingredient, sometimes it's a dish that like evolves and turns into something new, because we have new resources, we have new techniques to use. So it kind of like encompasses everything.
Definitely. Have you found that people are more interested in trying like Emirati cuisine or like flavors and foods and things, these
100%.
like fusions of it?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people come here and they don't get a chance to try Emirati food. And I definitely don't make traditional Emirati food, but it's always, I try to make it an experience. So it's always multi-sensory, whether I incorporate smell into it or something visual. I want you to have an experience that you can take away, and it gives you a little bit of the UAE.
Amazing.
Yeah, speaking of tradition and the Emirates, I know it's very similar to Jordanian culture. We want our kids to grow up to be doctors, engineers, muhandis, lawyers. What would you say to any young Emiratis or anyone from that kind of cultural background who wants to get into cooking, wants to get into baking, be a pastry chef? What would you tell them?
Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. And if you need help, let me know. I'll try to help as much as I can. But just kind of get into it and get focused. I didn't go to culinary school. If you're passionate enough about something, you'll figure out a way to do it. So if you really want to do it, just start. Just don't delay it. Don't procrastinate. Get into it.
Okay, I'm quitting. I'm becoming a pastry chef.
Didn't I just hear you say you're on a diet?
Yeah, well, I won't eat it.
Sahar, I feel like we do live in a world at the moment where there's a lot of products and a lot of food trends that are going viral.
Yeah.
Right? And that's where people are gravitating towards, oh my gosh, that's the next big thing. I need to go and check it out. As a chef and as someone who's essentially behind the scenes creating these dishes and these experiences, is that what chefs are looking to focus on? Or is there still the traditional approach of, I just want to create something sustainable, a classic dish that people will love for the rest of time? What is your approach to it?
I think trends are great to kind of have around, and people enjoy them, and then they come and they go. But in terms of like a culinary craft, we really try to focus on creating things that are more long-lasting, something that kind of invokes emotion, something that's memorable versus something that's kind of short-lived and trendy.
Yeah.
So chefs focus more on that kind of dish, I would say.
Yeah, much prefer that.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to know actually, what do you think of Dubai's food scene as a whole and how it's evolved over the years as well?
Yeah, the evolution has been great, honestly. I think the last 4 or 5 years, there's been some big transformation. When I started, even for me, it wasn't a prominent job in the Emirati culture, community, or society, and I see a lot of Emirati chefs getting into the field right now. But the transformation has been amazing because what's happened is everybody's kind of adding their own touch. They're creating their own restaurants, their own philosophies, their own cuisines almost. And we're creating this DNA for Dubai the same way that London or Paris or New York has. So we're really like at the forefront and at international standard.
Definitely. I mean, I was just in New York last week,
Yeah.
and it was amazing to hear when I said, oh yeah, I'm from Dubai, or I live in Dubai, the amount of people that went, oh my gosh, like the food scene there's amazing,
Yeah.
you've got great restaurants there. So it is definitely getting that international
The caliber
notice,
is really high. We just hosted yesterday the Best Chef Awards, and we had about like 100 of the best chefs around the world in the city. So it's great how far we've come.
I'm really curious to know, Sahar, when you're at home and you want a little tasty treat, what do you make for yourself? What's your go-to?
There's two things. There's bread and cheese. I love cheese, and then there's an Emirati condiment called mahyawa. So it's a fermented fish sauce.
Okay.
It's got spices. It's fermented for a minimum of like 2-3 weeks in a clay pot. It has a lot of flavor, a lot of umami. And that on like a piece of bread or on some eggs is like heaven.
I'm really regretting this.
I told you, you're going to be salivating the whole episode.
Eat carbs all day?
Yeah. Look, we're lucky Sahar's going to be staying with us for the rest of the episode. But next up, we will be meeting Chef Kelvin Chong, who serves up innovative third culture cuisine at Michelin-selected restaurant Jun's Dubai. Plus, it's the Box Tones. So let's meet them.
Hi, we're the Box Tones. We're excited to perform our song Hold On. We'll catch you in a bit.